Welcome, kind listeners, to Under the Banyan Tree.
The live show where ancient epics meet modern minds.
I am Leo, a yogini from the West,
And I am Mayank, a rationalist from the East.
and together we journey through the Mahabharata from the retelling of Ramesh Menon, epic of war, faith, and everything in between.
Everything in between.
So today we are reading chapter 46, A Strange Story, and chapter 47, Encounter in the Night, with the intent, with the sankalpa of reading it through Sloth. And with this in mind, and to be honest, I think this was the hardest theme ever. Mayank, would you mind sharing your definition, your understanding of sloth, how you saw sloth in order to find it in the text?
Well, I always keep the simplest definitions. For me, sloth was being extremely lazy and unmotivated. But I know you have done quite some research about sloth. So we would like to hear that research from you.
So first, we had in mind that we were looking to find the deadly sins, the 7 deadly sins from the Christian tradition. So sloth actually as a sin means acedia. And if we look at the etymology of both words, acedia and sloth, they are quite different. So acedia comes from lack of care, to not care, to be indifferent in a way, in the perception of lack of love. And this concept and idea, it's even found in Dante, in the Divine Comedy of Dante. If we look at it as sloth, it's a word that comes from Middle English, and it's related with being slow and sluggish. So with this in mind, acedia, it's a more profound state. It's a deep existential or spiritual emptiness, apathy, a torpor, lethargy. And it's not a depression, it's an inability to care or feel, an absence of concern rather than an excess of sorrow. And I think that detail is important. And if we think about sloth, it's more a laziness, a physical unwillingness to expend effort. So, and there's, I've done a bit of research about the both concepts, and I will try to find both of them in the text, because I believe that when we are looking for something, we will find it. We just need to adjust our lenses and try to look it from another perspective or point of view.
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
So when you said acedia, from where you got this connection of acedia and sloth? Like, I'm still not able to understand how these two things are related.
As you know, the deadly sins, they were translated from many different languages until it came to English. As we know, other deadly sins, they had also another translation, but it ended up being greed or envy. And the same happens with sloth. So originally it wasn't sloth, was acedia. And that's what Evagrius of Punctus wrote. So Evagrius of Punctus, I mentioned him last week. It was the Egyptian monk that listed the type of waters of the mind that would prevent a monk to pray. and Sloth, it's one of those waters. It's funny because he would actually call it the noonday demon,
Yeah,
but we will talk about that later on. And that's why I come to Acedia instead of simply Sloth.
understood.
Yep, makes sense. I'm
Yeah.
just, yeah.
Okay. Hmm. So, do you think with this we can move on to Shravan?
Yes, of course, it's your turn, so go ahead.
Okay. Chapter 46, A Strange Story. A roaming mendicant or a Brahmin arrived in Ekchakra and was given shelter by the Brahmin who gave shelter to Pandavas earlier. He shared his special message from King Drupad about the Swayamvar of his daughter Draupadi in Kampilya. He also shared the story of magical birth of Drishtadyumna and Draupadi after Drupad was humiliated by Arjun and Pandavas as Guru Dakshina for Drona. That Brahmin shared how two munis, Yaj and Upayaj, helped Drupad to do a yagya, and Drishtadyumna and Draupadi were born out of fire from that yagya. He described Draupadi in a way that all Pandavas they started imagining her and were completely restless in her imagination. FYI, Draupadi has other names as well: Krishna, Panchali, Yagnaseni, and Drishtadyumna also took his education. He was a shishya of Drona. So when Drupad got to know about Lakshagriha and Pandavas, they have died there, he held a proper mourning and he was truly dejected because he wanted Draupadi to marry Arjun. But because he also trusted the Munis, Yaj and Upyaj, he still thought of sharing the news of Swayamvar all over the country in the hope that somewhere Pandavas will hear this. Kunti then announced that they are in Ek Chakra for too long and therefore they should go to Kampilya, and they all decided to attend Draupadi's Swayamvar, and all the uh, Pandav princes, they couldn't sleep thinking about Draupadi throughout the night. Chapter 47, Encounter in the Night. Pandavas left with the food from Brahmin's wife, and people of Ekchakra said goodbye to them with tears in their eyes. They passed through virgin forests and, after having food, took a nap where they again started dreaming of Draupadi. And Vyas appeared and told them that days of joy are around the corner for them, and then he vanished. So, while traveling one night at a river, they felt like taking a bath because of tiredness, and the river Ganga was filled with laughter and noises of some divine animals which died as soon as they reached uh, the the
The
shores of
sound,
Ganga.
the sound disappeared, not the
Yeah,
animals.
yeah. The sound, the noises. And then they were stopped by Angarpan, who was a Gandharva, an elf, and he said he is having a bath with his three wives, and he challenged Arjun for a battle. Arjun defeated the Gandharva with a fierce fight using Agnyastra and destroyed his chariot on which so Angarparna was named on that chariot which Arjuna destroyed. Angarparna was very Arjun also held him by his hair, and on the request of his wives to Yudhishthir, he gave him a pardon. Angarpan was very pleased with Arjun's kindness and his bravery, and he gave him a divine vision, Chakshusi, Chakshusi, and 100
I call
horses,
it
Shakshuka,
Don't
Shakshuka,
make me laugh.
and 100 horses which were from homelands of Gandharva, so they were kind of magical horses. Angarparna learned Agneastra from Arjun, and Arjun accepted his gifts. Angarpan also suggested that Pandavas should have a priest, a Brahmin, to guide them. So, uh, and once he got to know about their real identities, and he suggested them to meet Rishi Dhamya, Pandavas went to Rishi Dhamya, gave them their introduction, told that they are Pandavas, they are Kshatriyas, they want him to be their priest, and he accepted the request. And then they all headed towards Kampile, the capital of Panchal, for the Swayamvar of Draupadi.
Well done.
Thank you.
So
Yeah, you go ahead. You have seen the instances.
okay. So is there any place where you find obvious laziness or
The most obvious one, I will just introduce it and you can talk about it, which I felt it wasn't sloth, but the stagnation which Pandavas and Kunti were experiencing in Ek Chakra. Like Kunti says that I'm tired of seeing the same walls, the same alm utensils. So she talks about a complete stagnation in their lives, which I felt is kind of sloth.
I understand what you're saying, and somewhere she says, "I'm happy to be out of the friendly but dreary town they had lived in for so many months." So it feels that the city itself was sluggish. It was, they were in a slow rat wheel, that they were over and over doing the same again and not fulfilling their purpose. And I think this is the most important part from my point of view, because a sadhu, a brahmana, they are okay of going out and asking for alms and being meditating every day, because that's in accordance with their purpose, with their expression of goodness. If I understand good as fulfilling what's your duty, and the duty of the Brahma is that. However, as a
She meant
Kshatriya,
Brahmin.
Brahman.
Yes.
So, and I'm
All
sorry,
good.
but today forgive all my miscaps in talking.
Because she's in pain.
Yeah. So thank you. So, and what happens is they are Kshatriya. And as Kshatriya, they are not fulfilling their purpose. So they are not acting accordingly to their goodness, let's call it that way. So they were trapped in sluggishness, and this new allowed them to direct their path towards their goodness, their purpose.
That's very good explanation. I didn't think of it that way. But when you were talking about the city, I just felt that Ek Chakra Nagri cannot be very exciting city because they were under Bakasur for like 13 years. So the city itself should be stagnant.
The city was
A trap.
a trap almost. And Kunti very wisely said, "Oh, I think we had to be here to free Ek Chakra from Baka, and now we've done that, so we should move on."
Yeah, like when I read that, I felt her to be very ungrateful kind of a person. Like,
I didn't.
yeah, but when you said all this, and then this idea came to my head that, you know, you can only be with a, say, if some person has been traumatized and you are giving them moral support, you can only be with them for a duration.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot take over their trauma or soak in their trauma.
And you are not helping them if you stay there soaking in their trauma. Quite the
Yeah.
opposite.
Yeah. So now, in retrospective, when I'm thinking, it feels better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. I never saw in this chapter Kunti as
No,
ungrateful towards the
I,
city or the
no, no.
Brahmana.
I just felt like the way she was saying, "Oh, I'm tired of seeing the same walls, the same
Don't you
alms,
think
this and that." So,
that all of that speech was just to give the Pandavas a free card, like, because she knew, and she says that she was tired and she felt for seeing her sons not fulfilling their manhood and not fulfilling something else. So I think she saying that was a way of telling them, oh no, I'm okay with going,
yeah,
making them okay with their feelings.
yeah, yeah.
So I see that more as an act of goodness
Hmm.
towards her sons.
Yeah. I think that's the issue with reading. You cannot, because you imagine characters saying it in different tones.
Yeah, and that's why reading it's so fun, because we end up seeing our own reflection.
Yeah. But yeah, I think this makes more sense, that because for her it's like, this is something which my sons will not say clearly that this is what they want to. So let me make the case for it.
No, it's not even that.
Hmm.
I think she saw that they wanted to go after Draupadi,
Yeah.
okay?
Hmm.
And she saw that they were ashamed of that
So that's
wanting.
what I'm saying.
So she found a way of validating and saying it's okay to feel what you're feeling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like that's a culture where you're not going to tell your parents that, oh, I like a woman so much that I would like to do this. So she's like, oh, let me make it simple for you.
Yeah, agree. Agree.
Hmm.
Um,
You can introduce any other instance.
the moment where they walk out of Ikchakra,
Mm-hmm.
and after they lie down under a tree, they have food and they sleep. And this shows their state of mind, indeed. If we go 2 years back, they ran away from the Palace of Luck, and there was no time to eat or sleep. They were triggered. They wanted to run away. There was for sure loads of adrenaline, everything making them move. While over here, they had a meal. They were okay. They didn't sleep much one night, which for Pandus and Kunti is quite bearable, and they fall asleep. So it made me think about our noonday demon that came over them, and they were like, "Ah, no, it's fine." And they were, from what I understand, outside. Anyone could see them, and yes, their dreams, they could go free. And we have a very beautiful way, poetic writing in that part. But they could be caught.
Yep.
Duryodhan spies could be around. So they were a bit sluggish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that was the proper textbook dictionary sloth.
Yeah.
They literally slept. And there is nothing more sweet than an afternoon nap, if you can get one.
But tell me, do you think it was wise?
Well,
Within the circumstances and
it,
not thinking about the fact that just after that Vyasa came, okay?
it wasn't wise, but I also think that that's being human. You don't make wise and rational choices all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I'm actually a bit happy for them that they could
Mm-hmm.
sleep, because from our previous chapter where we discussed that they had that trauma of Pandu's death in a forest.
Mm-hmm.
So somehow things are getting better for them, in the sense that they could rest
Mm-hmm.
without worries.
Yeah.
So in that sense I was happy for them, but yes, for sure that was a dangerous situation. And maybe that's why also Vyas came and told them that yeah, things are going to get better.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, that was a good example of the noonday demon.
So, and did you find anything else?
I just found, so I can give the context to our kind listeners. Leonor shared with me this definition about emptiness, the aspect of emptiness, spiritual emptiness in you, in terms of sloth. And I was able, and to be honest, I didn't see it. Like, it was only her who introduced this, that the state where Drupad was during um, that state of revenge, that he needed a son who can avenge his humiliation, and he needed a daughter whom he can marry to Arjun. I just felt, even though he has a purpose, but still, this is a kind of a spiritual emptiness in life,
Mm-hmm.
where you don't have a noble purpose, where you are only living for the sake of revenge. And yeah, I wouldn't like anyone to have this kind of emptiness in their lives.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and I would also say,
Mm-hmm.
sorry,
Mm-hmm.
I would also say that probably earlier in my life, I couldn't relate with spiritual emptiness, but I think now I get it. That what it means when people say spiritual emptiness, like it's not something to do with your career or with your family, or but I, like, in my definition, spiritual emptiness is truly lack of connections, or having people around with whom you can feel alive, you can feel good, you can feel peaceful, happy. And I think Drupad was missing all that before Draupadi and Drishtadyumna appeared.
Interesting. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. It's very disturbing that he was almost possessed in an existential crisis. Is the only solution for my life is to have a daughter, to marry Arjun, and a son to kill, to delete Drona. Um, and it is disturbing. And I completely agree with you. And thank you for sharing that. As usual, I forgot that.
Mhm.
And I wanted to bring something else that is, it's not related with Sloth, but somewhere in the text we have the suggestion that the hatred that Drona was feeling was placed in Dropad. that was transferred from Drona to Drupad. And it is interesting to see how Drona experienced that hatred and lived with it for many, many years, being sane and balanced, and how it made Drupad completely mad.
Mm.
He was possessed.
But isn't it strange? Like both friends, they had stages. Earlier it was Drona
Yeah.
who was humiliated and burning, and now it's Drupad.
Yep. And it is sad because at the end it's solved in a very unwise way. And now that you mentioned fire, it's a very fiery chapter.
Yeah.
Is Drona. Sorry, my brain today.
What? Draupadi.
Draupadi and Didi, the brother, comes from the ritual of
Didi
fire.
Trishtadumna. Yes.
They come from the ritual of fire. You have the Gandharva that his chariot is a fire.
Yeah.
You have the fire of the hatred. So
And also he was defeated by the
the
Agni
Astra.
Astra.
The Astra of fire. So it is fire is always associated with movement and quickness, and we end up analyzing fire
with Sloth.
which takes me to another state that is another place in the text that is about the shaft, the arrow that Arjun used to destroy the chariot. It is stated that it did not travel as swiftly as a common shaft, but seemed to linger in the air.
Okay.
So my understanding was it was slower, it was lazy than the other ones. And is this quick judgment of the Gandharva saying, oh, that thing barely moves. So can we associate sloth with making the easiest assumptions?
Well, it is in a sense that you are not doing the due diligence. You're not putting in the work to assess. And I think there's a very good video from Veritasium where your brain has two parts. One is which is quick, and it tries to find shortcuts. So probably in that instance, and the second one is which puts in the effort to calculate.
Yeah.
So this especially, and both have their uses. It's not that one is better or another is better, but in this case, like you said, it was a misjudgment from Angarpan, the elf, the Gandharva, that he didn't calculate it enough.
And the same happened when he saw the Pandavas.
In the sense?
Because he said, like, if I was here battling with my wives, so I assumed that you would attack. And it was my duty to defend them, something like that.
Or was it like I was here with my wives and I am already using, say, this place or whatever, and then you come, and because I am with my wives, I need to be protective and show off, like the way men are many times. So Like, I think there's an added pressure on them that if they are with their wives or girlfriends, that, oh, I have to be the one who need to ensure that they are safe and secure. So
Toxic masculinity. Oh God.
we need that. We need that. So yes, I think that can also be a reason.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. I don't. Okay. Makes sense.
But in all honesty, like, I didn't enjoy the second chapter a lot. Like, I'm like, it's just stuff. To me, it felt like a filler until unless someone tells me that there is use of that chakshusi and 100 horses somewhere in the future.
Sushi.
Yeah,
Sushi.
yeah. The,
I found I understand what you are saying, but I found the second chapter, the encounter in the night or at the night, very interesting in small details.
like,
Like the fact that
are we
Yudish.
still sticking to the theme, or we are moving towards
No,
Mayan?
okay, so we're sticking with the theme, and after we move on, probably I'm pushing this.
Go ahead.
There's so in the chapter that we are the second chapter, the encounter in the night, when Arjuna goes to fight against the Gandharva, he takes his bow from him who had been carrying it for him. And I was like, oh, what a prince. In the sense of he is completely capable of carrying his own bow. And I think he was just being Arjun, just being lazy. I'm not calling.
I don't think it.
Correct me.
I don't think it this way.
Okay.
I just feel that maybe his bow was heavy. Maybe. Let's give him a benefit of doubt. And he was tired, so Bhim was carrying it for him. It's like when we go for a trek, I carry the bag.
You take pride in carrying the bag. Maybe
And
Bhim takes pride on carrying Arjun bow.
yeah, maybe it's that way. Maybe maybe he knows, like, that Bhim knows that Arjun will get tired, but he will not get tired.
Yeah.
Like, that's how you calculate these things in your head. So that, like, because, but yeah, the thing is, it was difficult for us to find a lot of sloth in the chapter, so we also decided to push it a little bit. And I think in this chapter I am a bit okay in these two chapters in pushing the boundaries. But yeah, shall we
Okay, yes, shall move.
throw away what are the interesting things which you saw?
I found interesting that
The orgy you found. Yeah, we were discussing about this aspect of all Pandavas dreaming about one woman, and Leo was not very happy about it. And my perspective, and then I think she was happy about it later, but my perspective was that we cannot judge them based on our moralities and our values. And I think if the brothers are happy, if everyone is happy in the relationship, then why we care?
agree.
So, but yes, that was something which wasn't. I think I think we were. It hit us like a shock because we had no such idea from the series that anything of this sort has happened.
Yeah. Yeah. So what I found interesting in the encounter in the night is the fact that we have Yudhishthir saying, who would kill a man that needs a woman's protection. And this made me think about Kurukshetra, because they will need the help of a woman to delete Bhishma.
Yep.
So I found it almost sarcastic and interesting, this reference. Another one was so the Pandavas come to know a little bit more of their ancestry.
Yeah.
They call themselves the Kuru, and the Gandharva call them
Yeah.
Tapatstya.
Tapatsya. Yeah.
That means the sons of Tapatsi. And Tapatsi was a daughter of Surya, and she got married with someone that I don't remember the name, but he regained the throne at that time, and their son was the Kuru. So, and I think this is important to know a little bit more of your ancestry. I don't know. I found it interesting that a completely unknown Gandharva knew more about their story or history than themselves.
Well, like Lord of the Rings elves, they I think live for very, very long time, and therefore probably he may be knowing Kuru or something, whatever. But yeah, yes, like I would say those were like details and nooks and corners. For me it was for me it was like side quests. And
Yeah, like side quests. And I
but
don't know, all the dynamics in that chapter for me, they are very interesting.
like you were saying that Angarpan was defeated by Arjun and then he was happy with him.
Yes, and that idea. So Arjun, okay, so Angarparna, his name is after the chariot that he has, that it's a beautiful divine chariot. And when Arjun attacked, he only attacked the chariot. He destroyed the chariot with fire. And for me, it was destroying the arrogant identity of the Gandharva, because that forest had his name. His arrogance was coming from an idea that he was above, that he was better than
Humans.
and
Better than
but
humans?
humans, and not only, but yeah. And Arjun destroys his ego, and they become friends. And the text tell us that it's in the nature of the Gandharva to be always cheerful, always joyful. So he immediately he shifts. He makes a friend. He makes 6 friends and honor their friends. And I think it's a great lesson.
Yeah, and when you were talking about identity, so our theme for the chapter Chitrangad
Oh yeah,
was identity. And just to give context to our kind listeners, so Chitrangad was uncle for Pandavas, and he was challenged by another elf or Gandharva called Chitrangad. And there also the whole ego thing was around the name.
Yeah.
And there that Gandharva deleted human Chitrangad in a
split of a second.
yeah. And while here Arjun like not only had a proper fight with this Gandharva, but also destroyed kind of his identity by destroying that chariot. So I just find that to be a very nice
Parallel.
parallel
And
callback.
it establishes the power of Arjun too.
Yes. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
his ability to forgive too, because he
Hmm.
was like, oh yeah, I will teach you now, I will teach you the Devyastra.
Yeah.
There was no resentment
There
between
was no
them.
resentment, and there is no what is that, gatekeeping. Arjun is quite open when it comes to sharing his knowledge if he feels that the other person is
Trustworthy.
trustworthy and is coming from the place of curiosity, and he is a friend. That I liked.
Yeah.
Like, you just had a fight with someone and the other person is like, oh, can you also teach me? So in a way, it also shows humility from,
Both sides.
yeah, from Angarpan as well, that he
Yeah.
was just defeated, but he was like, oh, can you teach me?
Yeah. Yep.
So in those ways, yes, I feel there were lessons, but
I liked the chapter.
you
I
liked,
found it. I found
I
it
liked the
very.
first chapter more.
I found it very interesting.
I liked the first chapter more, and I was a bit disappointed, or I don't know if the series added it like in this. So I'm talking about those two munis, Yaj and Upyaj, who helped Drupad do the yagya for Draupadi and Drishtadyumna. So I'm just giving a little context from the series that Drupad goes, I think he first goes to the younger brother, whosoever was the younger brother. I think Upayaj should be younger brother. So
Upa.
Upa. So, and he says that no, I will not be able to do this kind of a yagya for you. Drona is respectable, he's a Brahmin. We should not be doing something like this, it's unethical. But you can go to my elder brother, he doesn't understand a lot about ethics, he doesn't know what is good, what is bad. He is quite innocent, so he may do what you want to accomplish. And when Drupad goes and the elder brother says, I know you've been sent to me by my younger brother, he seems to think that I don't know about world a lot or about worldly matters, but if this is what destiny wants me to accomplish, I will do that, because I just do my actions without any attachment, without any attachment of this sort, that oh, this is a good action or this is a bad action. So
Made me think about Shiva actually.
yeah, yeah, in that's why I think we call him
Innocent.
Bholenath, innocent, because I don't think he calculates a lot, that oh, I am going to give a boon to a demon. He just does it.
Okay, so anything else?
uh, I will have to look, because yeah, I was just thinking about this aspect, that Drupad was defeated by Pandavas, and he was sad about Pandavas dying in Lakshagrah.
Yeah.
So this chapters were a lot about, once you are defeated by someone, then you also have respect for them. Even though this is the same Drupad who is hating on Drona throughout, because he was humiliated, but he doesn't, it's like you are not blaming the instrument, you are only blaming the source.
Yeah, that's smart.
Yeah, like,
And I think crying the Pandavas, it's also, he had a plan. And if the Pandavas died,
yeah,
his plan
is spoiled.
is spoiled. So I don't know if it's simply and it's only out of respect for the Pandavas, but is because he lost a plan.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I don't know. I think with Drona he has a lot of baggage,
Mm.
and with Arjun he doesn't have baggage. And for him, he says, "Oh, he can't be my son, therefore, at least have it as son-in-law." So,
Mm.
I think it's not out of respect; it's out of
Of
greed.
it's like
It's not,
political alliance.
yeah.
Hmm.
And ultimately, we will see Arjun fighting Drona.
Yeah, he will. But I think irrespective, Arjun will have fought Drona, even if Drupad
Uh,
was there or not there. But yeah, I get you. Also, little bit about Draupadi.
Yeah, the book tells us that Draupadi is destined to be the downfall of the Kshatriya. Any thoughts on that?
Well, in some ways, it makes sense because I think the final nail in the coffin
No, I
for.
agree with you. I just think it's a spoiler.
Don't worry about spoiler. Everyone knows what happens in this story. Like the story has been told so many times that it's no longer a spoiler. But what I feel is I wasn't aware that Draupadi was dark skinned. So
Mm.
that for me was kind of a revelation, and that's why she is also known as Krishna. So, which sometimes is very confusing. Like if you are watching the series, Krishna calls her Krishna, she calls him Krishna. And
There's a small difference at the end in the A, but
yes,
yeah, it's almost
Krishna
imperceptible.
and Krishna. And, but like in different languages, it is different. So, and for me, the surprising part was, that the yagya was kind of was done specifically for the sun, and Draupadi takes away the complete, like that's how I perceived it, that it was done for Drishtadyumna, but the limelight was taken away by Draupadi.
Oh, I thought it was made for both of them.
I
The
at least, yeah,
Munist
the book,
said,
yeah,
the book said, if you serve us for 1 year,
hmm,
you will have your son and your
yeah,
daughter.
okay, I
Daughter.
confused it with the series where
Hmm.
he does it only for the son,
Hmm.
but the Munis were like, you will also get a daughter. And Draupadi kind of takes away.
Hmm.
That's how I perceived it. That she takes away all the limelight, in the sense it's her Swayamvar which is being talked about.
Hmm.
I think she's much more pivotal to the whole story
Mm-hmm.
compared to Drishtadyumna.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely see Draupadi as an ambassador for women
Hmm.
in that era, and even in this
Today's
era.
era.
Yeah. So I'm actually looking forward to what all happens to the story once
Mm-hmm.
she's here.
Okay, and I think we are done for today
Mm-hmm.
in our sluggish pace.
Yeah,
And
it was
to
fun.
close, who would you like to naman?
I'm about to
Drum
is
roll.
it allowed to cheat? Be-
Depends.
I'm about to
That
Naman,
it's allowed to cheat.
in the sense, I'm about to naman a character from these two chapters, but not the portrayal from the book, but the portrayal from the series.
You are cheating yourself. That's okay.
Yes, I like to cheat myself because one self of mine doesn't even know that he's being cheated. So, uh yeah, then I will go with the elder brother among the munis. I didn't like what they did in the book. It's so superficial. Serve us for 1 year and you will have this. Like, what is this transactions going on? Uh, I really like the portrayal from the series. Drupad goes to the younger brother. Younger brother is like, "Oh, I will not be useful. Go to my elder brother." And the elder brother is like, "Well, if you are here, you are probably here for some purpose. And probably this is what is meant to be." And he also says that the only thing, or probably I'm making it up, but the only thing which is in my hand is to do the yagya. If the gods wish, they will bless us, and if they don't align, they will not.
Say it again.
So in my hand is to perform the yagya.
Yeah.
If the gods will is
Yeah.
that you should actually have a son who can slay Drona, then they will bless us. So this is actually, working without without an attachment for the result.
Yeah.
You can have expectation, but you're not attached. It's not that I will only work if you give me guarantee for success.
Yeah.
He says, I will work, and if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, it simply means it wasn't meant to be. I really liked this as learnings. Um, and that portrayal from the series I have huge respect to. I don't think we are going to see Yaj and Upyaj again in the text anywhere, so I'm taking this opportunity to naman him.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Who's your candidate?
We didn't speak about her. Well, we spoke about her indirectly.
The wife?
Kumbhinasi. It's the
Oh.
name of the wife of the Gandharva.
But he had 3 wives, no?
Yes, but only one came forward trying to save the Gandharva and supplicating for the life of her husband.
You know what I'm thinking of? That Instagram shot of that small bird which came in front of the tractor.
Trying to protect the eggs.
Yeah.
I think it takes a lot of courage to do this. I even don't know if they were naked or not because they were bathing in the river. And once again, we are seeing a woman stepping forward, speaking out. And I want to reinforce this and give relevance to these moments because even when a woman speaks, she needs to speak louder to be heard. So I want to naman her and even her to the other 2 women that were behind her, shivering and shaking, crying. It takes immense courage to stand up, to speak out. So I want to naman her and all the women that at least try to speak their voice.
That's very good, Naman.
It's yours.
Yeah, I like. Yeah, I was thinking this that she stood up, especially when Arjun was full furious.
I'm seeing a red-eyed Arjun.
Yeah.
Not.
And like we all always talk about like fight, flight, freeze. So
Hmm.
other two women, they totally went into the freeze mode.
And she knelt at Yudhishthira's feet because she knew he was the one that would decide the fate of her husband.
Yeah.
So there was discernment in her
Yes.
actions.
Yeah.
I think it's important to note this.
Yes. It's like in the moment of crisis, you have to make your decisions
Mm-hmm.
with focus,
Mm-hmm.
and as you said, discernment. So yeah, it was very impressive from her for sure. She saved because she kind of turned the whole events around.
She turned the events around. Yeah, she was
Just
pivotal.
yeah, very nice.
Thank you. Okay, kind listeners, and we are done for today
Mm-hmm.
in an episode that was a little bit slower, more sluggish, to honor our theme. And today, don't make me laugh. Now you speak the rest.
And we are planning to cover next 3 chapters with the theme
Trust.
trust, and we
Just because he wanted to run away from gluttony.
yeah, because I just felt that we will for sure come back to gluttony, but we would like to, and there are no spoilers in this story, but ultimately it's the Swayamvar of Draupadi which is coming. So I think we may be heading towards relationships, and in relationships, trust is one big pillar. So I just felt that it would be nice to discuss about trust in the next 3 chapters. Next week, we are not 100% sure if we will be here or not, but
We'll see.
we will see. Meanwhile, I would like you to share your opinion on Sloth, um, and who was the most who was the slothiest character in Mahabharat, because in Ramayana it is very clear. I think it was
Yeah.
Kumbhakaran.
Yeah.
But in Mahabharat, whom do you think is the most slothiest one?
Well, but Kumbhakara
Kumbhakaran.
Kumbhakaran was cursed, let's say.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
it
yeah.
wasn't his fault.
So, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I agree completely with you. I don't know why my thought was Shakuni. Just because he likes to take the shortcuts, the easy way of doing things. But yeah, please share with us. I promise that next episode I will bring back a smile, hopefully. I found very hard to do this episode without smiling, but
Yeah. We will be
he smiles
back,
for me.
and we will be back, and hopefully she will be smiling and laughing.
We were cursed. Last week was him, remember? With sunglasses. This week it's me. But this shows
Ping pong, ping pong.
how faithful we are.
Yeah. Yeah. We take turns to take care of each other. Okay. With that,
Bye.
goodbye.
Namaste.
Sayonara. Thank you. Namaste. See you next week. Namaste.